Hi friends, welcome to my channel Manteja Home Cooking TV. Today is Saturday and I am making Ridgeguard curry and chapati for breakfast. Okay, first do the preparation. Okay, the first thing I'll do is peel the skin of the Ridgeguard and cut into pieces. Then cut the other remaining items needed for the our curry. So this is a small methi. I'll take off these leaves and then I'll cut some onions, green chilies and curry leaves. So let's do that first. Okay, now I am done with my preparation work. I have cut the ridge gourd into small pieces. Then I have chopped two small onions, then five green chilies and some curry leaves. And then I have also taken the leaves of a small methi and kept it in water. So while adding it, I will just squeeze and add it directly in the curry. Okay, now let's get started with the curry. I have taken a pan. We have stopped using non-stick and bought all tri-ply cookware to be extra safe for our food. So I've turned on the flame. Now I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil. So we use groundnut oil and for cooking, and I'm adding the same. So it's 2 tablespoons of oil. If you are one something. Okay, so the curry I'm making is a little bit different. So in my house we make it by adding green chilies and milk. So this curry that I'm making doesn't include any tomatoes or red chili powder. So we make it this type of curry with green chilies and we add the milk. So it enhances the taste much even more, and the taste will be really good. So now the oil is heated. We'll add some tampering to it. So I'm adding some mustard seeds and some jeera and some urad dal. Okay, now after adding the urad dal, adding the tampering. Okay, now that I have added the tampering in, I'll be adding curry leaves to it and then green chilies. Okay, so I keep the lid so that it doesn't spill out. Okay, now I'm adding the 5 green chilies as well. And let it cook for a minute. So the green chilies will be split and added, so it will spill out of the onions hot oil. So that's why I am gonna place the lid. Now I am gonna add the onions that I have cut. And give it a good mix. And let it cook in a medium flame by covering the lid. After this I will add ginger garlic paste and turmeric and then a pinch of salt so that the onions cook well. Okay, I'm keeping the lid. Now I'm adding some ginger garlic paste So this ginger garlic paste is home ground. We don't buy from outside the ready-made ones. And then we are adding turmeric. And give it a good mix. Now I'm adding a pinch of salt to it so that it cooks well. The remaining salt for taste, as per taste, can be added later after I adding the Ridgeguard pieces. So give it a good quick mix and then close the lid and let the onions become transparent. Let's see. Okay, now that the onions have cooked well, I'm adding the small methi leaves. Okay, and I'll give a mix. So the small methi is optional, but adding it gives a very great flavor to the Ridgeguard curry when we are doing it with milk. Like, it totally elevates the taste. So we like to add it whenever we do it with green chilies. When you are doing it with red chili powder and adding tomatoes, this is not needed. Okay, now I have given a good stir and I'll close the lid for a couple of minutes again, and then we'll add the Ridgeguard pieces. Okay, now this should have cooked well. Yeah, a nice aroma is coming after adding the green methi. Okay, now I'll be adding the Ridgeguard pieces. Okay, now it's added. Mix everything thoroughly. Now after mixing it, I'll close the lid, give it 2 minutes to cook, and then I will add salt to taste. So I've just added a teaspoon of salt earlier. Then now I'll be adding the remaining salt. And once I added the salt, the water comes out of the Ridgeguard and it cooks well in that water. Okay, now I have mixed it well. I'll close the lid, keep the flame to medium. Okay, and let it cook for some time. Okay, now it's time to open the lid and give a quick stir, and then add the salt as per our taste. So I've added a teaspoon earlier, so we use a very small spoon. That's why the number of spoons count can be more than what you cook. So I'm adding an extra 3.5 spoons of this, teaspoons. Okay, just be careful when you are adding salt. If it is less, then it's fine, we can add it later while eating. But if it is gone more, then it would spoil the dish. So I've added enough salt. Now you see the moisture is coming out from the Ridgeguard. Now I'll keep it aside, closing the lid. Okay, the water comes out and it cooks thoroughly in that water. The flame is still in medium. I'll close the lid and let it cook for itself. Now I'm also parallelly preparing my chapati. So we prepare the dough using Preeti Zodiac mixer. So we prepare enough dough for 5 chapatis for me and my wife. So yeah, this is the dough that's already prepared, and we like our chapatis to have folds, so we make we make it folds by making it into a triangle, and then like make it into chapatis. So now I've evenly rolled that dough. I'll make it into 5 pieces. I eat 3 chapatis and my wife 2. So that's the quantity, exact quantity that we measure using the measuring cup. Okay. Now I have distributed the dough into 5 equal balls. Okay. Now I'll make them into folds and keep it aside. So I have the powder over here. I'll just roll it and press it and dip it in the flour. Okay, I'll do it for all the 5. Okay, so the curry is cooking in the water that has come out of the Ridgeguard after adding salt. So once it cooks like at least 70-80%, I will add 4 to 5 tablespoons of milk in it. So now that I have made it, I'll keep it aside and I will make folds on this. So I'll add a drop of oil and then fold it like this, and one more like this. Okay, now we make into this triangle kind of shape, and then we roll it into chapatis. So it's little difficult to roll the triangle chapatis to circle, but on practice we'll get it. Okay, now I'll finish this and I will. Okay, in the meanwhile, let's first see, if you see how much water has come out. I'll give a good mix again. Okay, it looks really nice. Okay, let it cook for 5 more minutes and then I will add milk, and the remaining cooking it will be done with the milk, so that the flavor of milk gets infused into the curry and it gets a little sweetness, but it doesn't taste like a sweet curry. So that's the beauty of this one. So we are adding milk when many people think that it tastes the curry like green. Many people don't like sweet. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, but this will really enhance the flavor and it will give a very nice taste. So if you never tried a Ridgeguard curry with milk and green chilies, it's the right time to try using my recipe. Okay, now that I'm completing rolling the chapati, giving folds to the chapati dough. Okay, it's good. Cool. Okay, now I have made it into this rectangle folds. Now I will be pressing them into circles. Okay, meanwhile I'll just go back to my curry and give it a good mix. Okay, now let's add the milk, and the rest of the cooking will be done in the milk. So I have already boiled milk aside, so I'll be adding 5 tablespoons of milk in it. Okay, I have the milk, so this is a tablespoon and I'm adding 5 to 6. Okay, I've added 5, that should be enough. So my Ridgeguard is almost half a kg, so this should suffice. Now that I've added the milk, I'll give a good mix again and let it cook for 10 minutes on low flame. Okay, That's nice. Let's keep it aside. It's been 3 minutes. We'll open and give a stir. So you see, it's the Ridgeguard is thoroughly cooking in the milk. So we'll let it cook like this for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll remove the lid so that any water that is there will be evaporated and the curry remains like a little wet but not too wet, so not so that the curry is not watery, so the flavor of milk will go inside the ridge guard and the water evaporates. So that's the final output that we are looking for. And once it's closest to the completion, we'll add the chopped coriander. Okay, now that is done, I'll be making chapatis. I'll be rolling into chapatis, the triangles that I have made. So I'll dip it into dry flour. Okay. And I'll start rolling it. So my mother taught this technique on how to roll into circle chapatis. So it's like the base of the triangle, consider this as a base, not the curvy part. So, and we should start rolling from this side. Okay, now that you have rolled, just turn 90 degrees and start rolling again. Now it starts to come slightly into shape. Now I have rotated it again, and from the sharper edges I start pressing it. It's not like a perfect circles that we get, but at least what I can do is like it at most almost a circle. Okay, good. Now I'll slowly take it out, because if we keep rolling on one side only, it will get stuck at the bottom. So in the middle we keep flipping it. Okay, now okay, I'll take it out one more time and press it on the other side before I keep it aside. Okay, this looks good. I hope this is at least close to a circle and not an amoeba shape. Okay, yeah, this looks promising. Okay, now I'll carefully remove it. Okay, yeah, and I'll place it in. Okay, is this almost a circle? You people judge and comment it. Okay, now I'll prepare the remaining 4 also and come back. In the meanwhile, I'll just give a stir to the curry one couple of times. Okay, now that Ridgeguard is like really softened and it's almost cooked, we'll let it cook for 5 more minutes on low flame, and then I add the coriander, and then we'll cook for another 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll by removing the lid, and then we'll turn off. So that completes our Ridgeguard curry. Okay, I'll complete rolling all these doughs for the 5 chapatis, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, now we'll open. Okay, you see like most of the milk is cooked inside the Ridgeguard, so there's almost no milk left. So this indicates that our curry is thoroughly cooked. Now I'll not keep the lid anymore. I'll just add the coriander, and I will just let it cook on low flame for next 3 minutes, and then I will close my curry. Okay, I've added some good amount of coriander. Okay, the aroma is really good. I'm promising, I'm not even exaggerating. Just try this curry and you will really like it. Okay, now I have given a good stir to the curry, and I'll let it cook on low flame for next 3 to 4 minutes before I turn it off. and my curry is ready. Okay, I'll leave it aside. In the meanwhile, I'll complete my chapatis and I'll come back. Okay friends, my curry is ready, my Ridgeguard curry. I am turning off the flame. Okay, the flame is turned off. I'll keep the lid and I'll complete my chapatis. Okay. Okay, now that I have rolled my chapatis, I'll be completing the preparation of chapati. So here it is, I am completing my chapatis one by one, and then we'll be enjoying our breakfast. So thanks to the Preeti Zodiac dough mixer for like making our life easy, and then thanks to my mother for helping me out on how to make the chapatis soft and then make them roll them out into circular shapes. Yeah, I can say I am very pretty good at now at making the chapatis now, and I'm very happy for that. Um, Earlier, like couple of years ago, it used to be a very challenging task when I was a bachelor. Now it's like a cakewalk for me. So all thanks to the practice that I have done countless number of times preparing the chapatis. Yeah, and this is how it is coming out now. Pretty good, and I am very happy with what I have learned in the cooking phase. Thank you friends, please come back and watch all my videos. Thank you so much.